Hello students. In the last video, I have discussed about the theoretical part of historical background of photosynthesis. In this video, I am discussing some of the very important objective questions from the historical background of photosynthesis process concept. For the NEET and IFS exams, so this plant physiology part is very important. So you have to concentrate on this part. Before to start, please subscribe my channel for next coming videos. In this part, first question is, which of the following experiments showed that CO2 is essential for photosynthesis process? The options are J. Van Sachs experiment, variegated leaf experiment, half leaf experiment, Priestley's experiment. So these are the options. So before to selecting the right answer, first we have to understand the question. That is, which of the following experiments showed that CO2 is essential for photosynthesis process? So here they are given 4 type of experiments. Here, before selecting the right answer, we should know the summary of all those experiments. The first option is J. Van Sachs experiment. So actually according to this experiment, the glucose is a end product of photosynthesis and plants stores the glucose or the energy in the form of starch. So this is the summary of Sachs experiment. So according to Sachs experiment, glucose is made during the photosynthesis process and it is stored as a starch at the end of photosynthesis. So that is the summary. And variegated leaf experiment. So according to this experiment, the chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. So actually this is the summary of variegated leaf experiment. And the third option is half leaf experiment. Here this experiment was conducted by the moles. So that's why this experiment is called moles half leaf experiment. According to this, the CO2 is necessary for photosynthesis. Moles given a conclusion by conducting the half-leaf experiment. According to him, the CO2 is necessary for or essential for photosynthesis process. So this is the summary of moles half-leaf experiment. The next is Priestley's experiment. So Joseph Priestley conducted the experiment, that is bell jar experiment, by using the mint plant. He concluded that plants restore to the air whatever breathing animals and burning candles removes. So this is a summary was given by Joseph Priestley. So here in the question, which of the following experiments showed that CO2 is essential for photosynthesis? So the right answer is half-leaf experiment, which was conducted by the moles. So that's why this experiment is called moles half-leaf experiment. According to this experiment, the CO2 is essential for photosynthesis process. So that's why the C is the right answer for this question. Second question from this part. The process of photosynthesis is reductive endergonic anabolic process. Second option is reductive exergonic and anabolic process. Third option is reductive endergonic catabolic process. Last option is reductive exergonic and catabolic. Here the process of photosynthesis is As we all know, the photosynthesis is a one of the anabolic process and it is the one of the redox process on which both the oxidation and the reduction reactions are present. And one more thing in the options, it is a endergonic or exergonic. So what is the meaning of endergonic and exergonic? So before to selecting the right answer, first we have to know the meaning of all those terms. So what is the meaning of anabolic? Anabolic refers to it is a constructive process. The photosynthesis is the best example for the constructive process and respiration is a catabolic process. Okay, so next, what is the meaning of endergonic and exergonic? The endergonic process is one which absorbs energy to do work. The endergonic process is one which absorbs energy to conduct that process. So that type of the reactions are called endergonic reactions. And usually in these endergonic reactions, the free energy of the product is higher than that of the reactants. In case of endergonic reactions, usually the free energy of the product is higher than that of the reactants. What is endergonic reactions? It is a type of reaction in which the energy is absorbed to do the work. Energy will absorbed by the reactants to conduct the process, and here the free energy of the products is higher than that of the reactants. So these are the main features of endergonic reactions. And what is the meaning of exergonic? Exergonic process are those in which the free energy of the product is lower than that of the reactants. So, the exergonic reactions are those in which the free energy of the product is lower than that of the reactants. The best example for this exergonic process is respiration. Especially the aerobic respiration is the best example for the exergonic process, and here the photosynthesis is one of the endergonic process. So in the question, the process of photosynthesis is reductive endergonic anabolic, reductive exergonic anabolic, reductive endergonic catabolic, reductive exergonic catabolic. Obviously, no doubt, the catabolic reaction is a type of reaction in which the destructive means the reactants breakdown will takes place where in a catabolic, but here in case of anabolic, by using the smaller simple molecules there will be a formation of a complex molecules like a carbohydrate, so that will takes place in case of photosynthesis. So absolutely the photosynthesis is a anabolic. So that's why the right answer for this question is it is a reductive endergonic anabolic process. Photosynthesis is a reductive endergonic anabolic process. So that's why the correct answer for this question is option A. Next question is, in a half-leaf experiment of moles, a compound is used which absorbs the CO2. This compound is, the options are KOH, NaOH, HCl and NaCl. Moles conducted the half-life experiment. According to him, the CO2 is essential for the photosynthesis process. In that experiment, moles used one of the compound for the absorption of CO2. So, which is that compound? So, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, hydrochloric acid, or sodium chloride. Here, the right answer is KOH, because the main important property of the KOH is it absorbs a CO2. So, that's why moles used the KOH compound for the half-life experiment, and he concluded that CO2 is necessary for the photosynthesis process. That's why here the right answer for this question is option A. Next question is, who found that in green plants glucose is made and glucose is stored as a starch? Options are J.V. Sachs, Engelmann, Ernon and Arnold. So, before to selecting the right answer, first we have to understand the question properly. Who found that in green plants glucose is made and glucose is stored as a starch? So, already in theoretical part, we have studied about all those experiments according to the Sachs. According to Sachs, that is, according to Julius van Sach, the green plants produces the glucose during the photosynthesis process, and that glucose material stored as a starch. So this is the conclusion given by Sachs. So that's why the correct answer for this question is option A. So what is the summary of Engelmann experiment? Engelmann conducted the experiment by using the aerobic bacteria, and he explained about the action spectrum of photosynthesis. According to Engelmann, in presence of blue and red light, there is a maximum liberation of oxygen molecule because of maximum rate of photosynthesis. Actually, for his experiment, he used the one type of bacteria, that is aerobic type of a bacteria. And next, Ernon explained about the photophosphorylation. So here in that options, the first one is right answer. That is, glucose is made and glucose is stored as a starch. So this summary was given by Sachs. So that's why this one is the correct answer. Next question is, the following hypothesis: plants restore to the air whatever breathing animals and burning candles remove was given by. Options are C. Van Neel, T.W. Engelmann, Joseph Priestley, and last option is John Ingenhousz. In theoretical part video, I have discussed about all those experiments and their summaries. So here in the question, the hypothesis: plants restore to the air whatever breathing animals and burning candles removes was given by Joseph Priestley. Joseph Priestley conducted the bell jar experiment by using the mint plant, and he concluded that plants purifies the air by taking the CO2 and by releasing the O2 molecule. So the right answer for this question is the third option, that is C option, that is Joseph Priestley. And what is the summary was given by Van Neel. Actually, Van Neel He conducted the experiment by using the purple green sulfur bacteria. According to him, the sulfur gas is evolved out instead of O2 molecule during the photosynthesis, which is conducted by the sulfur bacteria. In that type of a photosynthesis, the H2S is a reducing agent instead of water molecule. During the plant photosynthesis, green plant photosynthesis process, by the photolysis of water, there will be a supply of hydrogen molecule. But in case of sulfur bacteria, the instead of H2O, the H2S acts as a reducing agent, and the oxygen molecule releases during the photosynthesis conducted by the green plants. But here the sulfur, instead of oxygen molecule, the sulfur molecule will release. So that is the difference between the photosynthesis conducted by the higher green plants and bacterial photosynthesis. This is the summary of Van Neel experiment. Next, Engelmann. Engelmann explained about the action spectrum of photosynthesis by using the aerobic bacteria, and Joseph Priestley, according to him, the plants restore to the air whatever breathing animals and burning candles removes. Okay, so that's why the options, the correct answer for this question is Joseph Priestley. So this hypothesis was given by Joseph Priestley. Next question is, T.W. Engelmann determined the action spectrum of photosynthesis by using, the first option is BGA, that is blue-green algae, anaerobic bacteria, viruses and aerobic bacteria. Already I have explained Engelmann, given the summary about the action spectrum of photosynthesis by using the aerobic type of bacteria. Actually, for his experiment, he used the aerobic type of a bacteria. So that's why the correct answer for this question is option D, that is aerobic bacteria. Engelmann determined the action spectrum of photosynthesis by using the aerobic type of a bacteria. Till now, I have discussed about the very important objective questions related to the historical background of photosynthesis. So here, some of the important experiments of photosynthesis are there. The first experiment, that is Mole's half-leaf experiment. So the summary of this experiment is CO2 is necessary for photosynthesis. According to half-leaf experiment, CO2 is very necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Next, Hydrilla funnel experiment. So this experiment was conducted by Wilmot Bubler. According to him, O2 is evolved during the photosynthesis process. So this is the summary of funnel experiment conducted by the Wilmot Bubler. He used the Hydrilla type of plants, aquatic plants. Next, Genong's light screen experiment. The summary of this experiment is light is necessary for the photosynthesis process. Next, variegated leaf experiment. So the summary of this experiment is chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis process. The next, paper chromatography experiment. By this experiment, they have separated the photosynthetic pigments. By the paper chromatography method, we can separate the chlorophyll pigments. So this is about the important experiments of photosynthesis. In the next videos, I will cover the next concepts of photosynthesis. So please subscribe my channel for next coming videos. Thank you very much.